Hello everyone, welcome to Irish Crochet Lab video tutorials. Please let me know that you're here, say hello, and also let me know from what country you are watching. It's always interesting to know how many people are from different countries than United States. So far we have Jenny from Holland and Jean. Hello ladies, I will wait a little bit longer before some other people will come. From United States, Clifton Knits, hello. And what is your name from Clifton Knits? Sally? Alejandra or Alejandra? I don't know how to say that. From Argentina. Sally from Tennessee. Wonderful. Well, ladies, before I will start, it's already 11 o'clock. Today I started a little bit earlier. My lesson, I needed to reschedule it for 11 o'clock. But those of you who came later for this lesson or couldn't watch it at all live, you can always watch all my videos in recording later. Before I will start lesson, I would like to ask you for a favor. All of you who are watching my videos, please, when you watch them, like them. If you do like them, actually. If you don't like, I would like to hear it also from you. Why you don't like, what is it that you don't like. Your comments, likes, not likes, dislikes, will help me to improve. So please, those likes, if you like my video, this will help my videos to I'm trying to to explain how it works, but which I honestly don't understand how YouTube works. But the more, every time you watch my videos, and if you like them, not just watch them, but if you like them, if you share them on social media with your friends, if they also like to crochet, that helps me, especially likes on YouTube, to spread this video in such a way on YouTube that it will be shown in other, not shown to other places, but my video will be recommended to other people and more people will see the videos. So please don't forget to press like. If you don't like, you can press unlike, but let me know why. Don't just leave it, go away, because I would like to know what is it that you don't like about the video. So let me see who else came today. Renee, hello Renee from Reno, California, as I understood, right, Renee? Jen from Northern Ireland, Lucine, Catherine, good morning, and Marty. Yes, you're right. This is what it is. Improves algorithm to increase my views. Well, from Washington State, yes. Hello everyone. So please don't forget to like videos. If you don't like them, please let me know. So that's something I just wanted to stress a couple times, that everybody will help me out with this. So today we will crochet this beautiful motif. Another beautiful motif from Masterpieces of Irish Crochet Lace. This motif consists of two parts. We will crochet first half of a flower like that, and then we will attach to the flower, to the middle of this wheel. How to crochet this wheel, you already know. because we already made this piece. We didn't make it separately, but in the same book, in Masterpieces of Irish Crochet Lace, you will find a motif. Let me find it in just a second. I'll tell you on what page it is. Here it is. This is motif, and it's called First Floweret. And it's exactly the same motif, only it's made not through in a circle, and the difference between the stitches around the ring. So if I will have time, I will show it to you, but I really don't have to go through the details how to make this motif. So it will be on page 14, and I already have the video tutorial for this motif. So I will later, after this lesson, after I will finish, I will post more information in description under this video. So I will also give you the link to that video, so it will be easier for you to look for this motif. So let's start. First of all, we will need, of course, a long padding cord. And I mean really long. I would suggest to get 2 yards, almost 2 meters, and fold it in half. And I prefer, as you know, to use double cord instead of single. In the book, this motif started with double cord for first round, and then for some reason they go and crochet over one single cord. It's all personal. Everybody likes different thickness of the padding cord, but if you like the way it looks with double cord, which I like, so if you like it, you can do what crochet was my recommendation. So fold your padding cord in half, and I showed you this little technique or trick, whatever you call it. Fold your padding cord this way, creating a loop and a circle. Insert your hook into the loop, the folded loop, the one that bent it in half, and make sure it goes under the other part of the that the loop is under the rest of the padding cord, like this. After that, pick up your working thread and we can start crochet. First, we always secure our thread by making this first stitch. We don't count this as any stitch. Let me zoom slightly so that you can see what I'm doing here. And around this padding cord that we have, around this loop that we created, crochet 18 single crochet stitches. So our previous motif last week, I already showed you how I crochet around this kind of loop over the padding cord. But I will stop one more time just so that you can see, those of you who didn't see it. So I'll crochet like 5 stitches at first. And what I like to do, I like to adjust the padding cord right here. You can see that loop of the padding cord. I like to pull on the padding cord slightly to rid of this, to remove this loop, that it will be invisible. The way I do that, I'll stretch my last stitch that I will not lose it. Here I have a short tail of a working thread that I will cut off later. And here is our padding cord long piece. To remove the loop right here, I will pull slightly on this part, on the left. And when I pull one by one, sometimes it's only enough to pull one strand of your padding cord, the loop will disappear here. You probably don't see it very well because it's not always very easy to show. So this is very important. If you will not remove this loop, your last stitch, when you will close it, you will still see that loop here sticking out. You don't want that. So it's best to remove that loop so that when you finish the ring, your last stitch and first stitch will kind of collide together in such a way that you will not really see where the beginning, where the end of your round. And after that, we can continue crochet. So 18 stitches, we need 18 stitches. We have 5. And if you need to make your ring longer, I'm sorry, smaller, you pull on the padding cord here. Hello from Las Vegas. Hello, Debbie. Lori from Colorado. So we have more people coming in. I will just repeat again, please like my videos. It helps my videos to show more often as a recommendation to other crocheters. So we have 5 stitches, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and I will stop here because I can already see that I will not need this long padding cord here for 3 more stitches to finish this round, right? So it's always easier to close when you don't have too many stitches. I could even close this ring or make it smaller earlier, but I know that I can fit 3 stitches very easily right here. So I made my ring smaller and I can continue crochet. I can also cut this short tail of working thread so that it will not on away. When you cut this, please be very careful not to cut your stitches. So we have 15, 3 more stitches. 16, 17, and 18. And make sure that the padding cord here is on the back of the ring. It will look neat. Your work will look way neater. So last stitch is made. And after that, drop your padding cord into the first stitch, into the back loop, make slip stitch and chain 1. After that, we will continue crochet into the back loops of the motif. I also would recommend you to make this, pull on this padding cord a little bit more to make this ring smaller. And the reason is I noticed that when I leave it a little bit bigger, that later when I make petals, they are not allowing me, they are not laying on the motif or around that circle flat. They kind of go and create this kind of effect. And so I figure out that if I will make the ring smaller, it will work way better. And it does work better. So we will crochet 2 more rounds and over the padding cord continue around, and we will crochet into back loops of each stitch. The way we do this, so we have chain 1 at the end, next stitch we go into the first stitch, single crochet, in the next stitch another single crochet, and into the third stitch single crochet increase. Single crochet increase is actually 2 stitches crocheted into 1 stitch. So into third stitch we make 1 and 2 stitches. This is your single crochet increase, and we repeat this 6 times. So I already made 1, 5 more times. uh, I never count actually, I know where I have to end. So what I will do, or I can recommend you to do, to mark your chain 1. This was our chain 1. So that you know where the end. Sometimes with a fine thread it's not easy to see. I normally don't do that, but I just show it to you so that it will be easy for you and you don't have to count. You made it 5 or not. There's no way you can make mistake here. If you made your 18 stitches, then you will be fine to fit everything that is recommended for you to do. You can very easily fit 6 times, 2 single crochet, and then in the third stitch, single crochet increase. So again, let's continue. 1, then another 1, 2 single crochet stitches in each stitch separately, and into third stitch we make single crochet increase, and continue this way around. This will be your second round. Again, single crochet increase, 1 and 2. And as you do that, stop once in a while to adjust padding cord. You don't want padding cord show anywhere, not in the front, not in the back. Your stitches has to be snug to each other and totally cover padding cord. Let's continue. Again, 1 stitch, second stitch into next single crochet, and third stitch, single crochet increase. Again, 1, 2, and in the third stitch, single crochet increase. Debbie, the thread that I use for padding cord is always for Irish crochet. In all antique books, recommended to use number 10. The one that I use for the video is Aunt Lydia's thread, number 10. You can use other thread from different companies, from different brands. It has to be crochet thread, not yarn. Crochet thread number 10. This is for padding cord. And for thread, working thread, you can use whatever you have. But for, I use thread that is not available anywhere. It's antique thread I purchased long ago. And I use, it's a silk, but it's very similar to thread, DMC thread number 8 perle cotton. It's basically, it's not really 8, but it's between 12 and 8 number. So it's fine thread, but you can use any thread you want. You can use Cordonette Special from DMC company also, and that one you can use in any number you comfortable with. So when you're learning how to crochet, it does not matter what thread you use. When you're learning, I even sometimes say to use number 10 thread, but motifs will look bulky and big. So if you are comfortable with crocheting with number 60, which is really fine thread, it will be perfect. But if you're a beginner, I would go with thread number 20 or 40. And when you feel comfortable later, when your motifs look better and improving, your crochet improving with Irish crochet, then you can move into fine thread with time. So let's finish. We have last stitch here to do. I can remove my padding cord. I'm sorry, remove my. When I talk too much, I just lose the names. Okay, here. So we have 1, 2, and one more time. Single crochet, increase. There. Also, the last, when you finish the round, your last stitch always is slip stitch. So after single crochet increase, you make your slip stitch. This is our chain 1. You drop padding cord on the back, slip stitch, and chain 1, slip stitch, chain 1. And again, you can put marker if you want. Marker always helps me to know when to stop. We're going again to crochet one more round. Third round is made exactly the same way as round 2. The same pattern. So after you made your slip stitch and chain 1, we crochet again. In the back loops again, into the back loop of each stitch. Single crochet in the first stitch, single crochet into the second stitch, and single crochet increase into third stitch. 1 and 2. And you have to crochet this pattern around for the third round 8 times. So I already have 1, 7 more times, 7 repeats. So 1, 2, and increase into the third stitch. Obrigado. The only thing I don't understand, the rest what you said. Sorry. So let's see, just a second. So 1, 2, and increase. So please, ladies, when you come, and if you know English, at least say something in English, even if it's not perfect. My English is not perfect also, and but I will understand. All your questions, or whatever you want to comment, please do it in English. I know only 3 languages, actually 4. I know English, Ukrainian, Russian, and a little bit of Polish language. And increase 2 stitches and then increase. Again 1 and 2, and in the third stitch single crochet increase, 2 stitches in 1 stitch. Stop for a moment and make sure that your padding cord adjusted, pulled a little bit, and you don't see padding cord anywhere on the back. And continue. One, 2, and into third stitch, single crochet increase. 1, 2, and continue. 1 single, second single, and single crochet increase. 1, 2. Okay, we have more people here. Debbie, Lori, Debbie, Sandra. I think Lori and Debbie was here for a long time already. So 1 and 2, single crochet increase, and last 3 stitches left. We repeat the pattern, and we can actually, when I come to the end, I see that I have only last 3 stitches. I remove my marker. Again, 1, 2, and the last single crochet increase. And at the end, after single crochet increase, put the padding cord on the back, or I would say drop it, make your slip stitch, and it says chain 1. And of course, before we go any further, I will pull on the padding cord a little bit to make sure that my ring is flat here and no padding cord is not shown anywhere. Sometimes padding cord is not showing, but when you hold your motif with fingers like I do and you pull on the padding cord, you can feel between fingers the movement where the padding cord stuck between stitches. So even if it's not showing, still check for your padding cord where it is. Now, so the centerpiece is ready, and now we will crochet petals. Petals repeat throughout the work. We will make 5 solid petals like that, and netted petals, or they also in the book they called open petals. And so we will make 2 petals, and then you will have to repeat the pattern, exactly the same pattern for first and second. You repeat throughout the half of your motif. So to make leaves or petals, in the book they call them leaves. Since it's a flower, I call it petals. Hello Dawn from Washington. Oh, you're welcome. And let me look at my notes. I always rewrite pattern from the book into the way I like it. It's easier to follow. So now we will crochet over the padding cord our first row of 21 stitches. So we made, but before that we will make, after chain 1 that we closed our ring, we will make 1 more stitch over the padding cord and into the stitch, first stitch of the round 3. I would refer to round 3 quite a bit, a lot. Now let me know if you see my hands. I probably have to move my camera slightly. So I will refer to this round 3 quite often because every time we will come close to this round 3, when we go back, when we crochet our petals and finishing each petal, we will connect this petal to the round 3, to the centerpiece. So first before we start petal, we will go into the first stitch of the round 3 and over the padding cord, crochet single crochet stitch. That's it. Now, over the padding cord only, crochet 21 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. So before you go any further, always make sure to see and check if your stitches are snug together and you don't see padding cord through the stitches. It is important. Sometimes I look at works of people who crochet with a padding cord. They're not always following this very important rule. I think it's very important to notice, to mention to all of you. All your stitches must be snug together and padding cord shouldn't be seen between the stitches. After 21 stitches that we made, drop padding cord, turn your work, and we will crochet back into back loops of each stitch. And we will crochet 20 stitches. We'll skip one. First stitch is always skipped. And then we crochet 20 single crochet stitches into the back loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20, the last stitch. Now, the way we crochet this second row of the petal, it makes us face the back of the round of the circle. Make sure, turn this to the right side, and into, so this is where we started, right? We made 1 stitch single crochet. Now next to it, connect after we made, I'm sorry, I lost my stitch. Connect to the next stitch after you made your second round for row for the petal. Connect your petal with single crochet stitch to the next stitch of the round 3. So we will use each stitch when we connect. We will not skip anything. We'll connect to each stitch. And I don't like this. I will deal with this. You see, my thread is connected here. It's not really good, but I will see how I will use it. Hopefully it will end somewhere. I will show it to you later. It's okay. So single crochet stitch is made into the round 3. Now turn your work again, and we will go back and crochet single crochet stitches again into back loops of each stitch. Also, we will crochet 20 stitches. Somebody asked a question. Does it matter which direction you turn the circle? I always turn everything like this. I finished and I turn clockwise. Okay, so here we are. We finished second row for petal. We connected to the circle. Now we turn like this. And continue crochet into the back loop of each stitch, 20 single crochet stitches. I'm not counting this time because there is no way I could miss anything. You can count if you want. Make sure to crochet tight. Into back loops. Don't forget. Back loops is very important to crochet in the back loops. This is what gives all Irish crochet motifs a beautiful 3D texture. So here's my last stitch. After that, we will make one single crochet stitch over the padding cord only. Single crochet. Make sure this stitch is tight here and your padding cord is not showing. After that, turn your work again like this and crochet over the padding cord. So we skip one stitch, then next stitch, and over the padding cord. Again, we will crochet into back stitches. It's our third row for the petal. We will crochet into back stitches and over the padding cord. One, it will be again 20 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can see how this piece that I had come into close to my row, and I'll show you what I will do with that. It's not a big deal. It's a really good place where this piece ended, and I will use this as a padding cord right now. I will combine this thread together like this. That way I will escape. First of all, it's on the back. It's really good that it's ended up like that. So before we go any further, I always stop to adjust padding cord here on the tip. You can see my padding cord is actually very easy to see for you because it's slightly different tone of green of my working thread. So here it is. I don't want it to be there. I don't like when it's seen there. You shouldn't even. It's important not to show it. So you pull slightly and continue crochet. So that little piece of thread you already saw, I showed you, I will use it as padding cord together. So let's continue. The only downside here will be for me that little bump right here from the thread. But there's nothing I can do. Sometimes thread comes from the factory tied like that. So it's okay. That little bump on the back of my work, so no one will see that. And it's so tiny that even if you see it, not a big deal. And I will crochet all the way to the end of this petal, and only then I will cut this thread. I cannot get to my stitch. And once in a while, you can see how the motif turning, right? The petal is not straight. This is when you stop and pull on the padding cord. And still we have to finish here. In my last 20th stitch, I did not count loud so that you can count without me interrupting you. So my last 20th stitch, first I will pull slightly on this thread and I can cut this thread, but first I will pull on the padding cord. Don't pull on a padding cord too much, but make sure that your petal or leaf is straight and the same size, this side and this size. They are the same. And if this is longer, because it's the way crochet goes, all you can do, just pull on it slightly, and both sides, this side and this side, will be straight. Before I go any further, I will cut this thread off. Of course, you don't have it. This is only, I showed it to you. It's kind of good lesson when you have something like that happen, so that you see how to deal with that. So now, first leaf is done. We made this leaf. And now we will make, over the padding cord, 2 single crochet stitches on the round 3 of the circle. And a book is not saying anything about to crochet in the back loop, so I insert hook into both loops here. 1 and 2 stitches. 2 single crochet stitches over the padding cord and on the round 3. Here it is. And now we will crochet our third leaf. So after you made your 2 single crochet stitches on the round 3, turn your work like this and pick up padding cord. We will crochet into both loops of previous petal over the padding cord 8 single crochet stitches. Before you will go anywhere, skip 2 stitches. Skip those 2 stitches that we made on the ring. So turn in your work, skip stitches 1 and 2. Here's my first stitch over the padding cord and into 2 loops. You can insert your hook into back loop if you want. Also look beautiful. Actually, I end up crocheting in a back loop entire time. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I will recount my stitches. I think I'm off a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And after 8 stitches, pull on the padding cord. Pull on the padding cord. And now crochet only over the padding cord 13 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. And always make sure that your stitches on the padding cord also snug together and you don't see padding cord between stitches. So 8 stitches first into both loops over the padding cord and crochet them connecting to the previous petal. And 13 more stitches, so total will be 21, just like we made here, our first leaf. Each leaf consists of the first row of 21 stitches. And let me open my notes. So now, after 13 stitches, drop your padding cord and turn your work like this. And now we will crochet netting part of the leaf. Crochet chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Skip 4 stitches right here. 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry, not skip 4. Skip 3 and into the fourth stitch. Make single crochet. This time, when we crochet net, we insert hook into both loops of each stitch. After that, we will crochet 5 times, chain 3, and single crochet stitch into third stitch of the first row. So 1, 2, 3, chain 3, skip 2, 1, 2, and into the third stitch. Into the third stitch, single crochet stitch. So this is our 1, 4 more, 1, 2, 3, skip 2, 1, 2, 3, into the third stitch, make your single crochet. Is beginning cord always used in all Irish crochet? Bedding, padding. It's not bedding, it's padding. P as pad, pad something, or crochet over. Yes, padding cord mostly used in Irish crochet in all motifs, and probably few motifs are made without padding cord. But if you will look through the literature, antique literature of Irish crochet lace, all motifs are made over the padding cord. Yes, that's correct. P-A-D-D-E-I-N-G, padding, pad. So again, 1, 2, 3, 2 skip into third stitch. This is the unique part of Irish crochet. Picots, clones knot stitches, and crochet over the padding cord. Padding cord is a must. It does look way better with padding cord than just single without it. Of course, it takes a longer time to make motifs because you have to be very neat. Your work has to be beautiful. So this is what makes this art time consuming. So make sure you have your 5 loops, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Total will be 6 because I did not count. We made this chain 3 and 4 single crochet into the 4th stitch, and then 5 times chain 3 and single crochet into the 3rd stitch. After this, chain 2, chain 2, 1, 2, and again connect your leaf with 1 single crochet stitch to the round 3 and turn your work like this. And now we will crochet 6 times the same pattern, chain 3 and single crochet stitches into the loops below, those 6 loops we have here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we will make chain 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet into the first loop, then again 1, 2, 3, again single crochet into the loop. I do not poke through the stitches, just around, hook insert in around this loop. 1, 2, 3, single crochet over the loop. 1, 2, 3, chain 3, single crochet, and continue this to the end. Last time, chain 3 and single crochet. At the end, at first it will look kind of wavy, but if you will crochet tight, it will not be as wavy. So try to Make those chains quite tight. It's very important so that your netted petal will look beautiful. So at the end of the row, make chain 2. One, two, and make single crochet stitch over the padding cord. So now we will pick up padding cord and make a single crochet like this. Now turn your work again and over the padding cord and around those loops. So this first loop right here next to the tip, the one that chain 2, into the chain 2 and around padding cord, crochet 2 single crochet stitches, and then into each loop below 3 single crochet stitches in each loop, or around. I would be more correct, will be around the padding cord and loop. So now I crochet 3 stitches into each loop, 1, 2, and 3. And before I go and crochet the rest of the petal, I always make sure that my tip look neat. I pull on the padding cord slightly to remove any kind of hint of that there's something between. So I just make sure it's not there, that I cannot see this. And continue. Again. 1, 2, and 3. And as I crochet, I just want to remind to those who just joined, please like my videos, press like under the video. It helps my videos to appear into the stream for other crocheters. YouTube will show this more often to people. And if you don't like it, it's fine too. I am not going to, you will not hurt my feelings. If there's something you don't like, let me know what it is. One, 2, and 3. So to the very end, make around each loop. You can see again that this petal does not look really pretty, kind of not straight. So again, we have to adjust padding cord. This is what helps our petals look beautiful and neat. So I will pick up my padding cord and each strand at the time. And to make sure that my petal actually nice and even on both sides, I kind of like take the tip and pull on the tip a little bit. That gives me this beautiful look. And again, we finished petal. So after each petal, we make 2 single crochet stitches around the padding cord and into the stitches of the third round of the center of the flower. 1 and 2. And as I said before, I insert hook into both loops of stitches on the round 3 because there is no indication about it, and it's not important really to even to crochet into the back loop because the texture here will not play a big role because we will cover this part with decorated part with a centerpiece. Now, again, after you finish 2 leaves, this is when you repeat from this point the same time, the same thing, the same pattern. You will repeat this 3 more times. 3, no. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So after this, after first 2 leaves, you will repeat pattern for the first leaf, then again pattern for the second leaf. So in total you will have to have 5 solid leaves and 4 leaves that are called in a book open leaves or netted leaves. So that's what you do. Again, you will turn your work like that, clockwise, pick up padding cord, skip 2 stitches that on the round, on the ring, and inserting hook into back loops, both loops, or back loop if you want. Crochet first 8 stitches over the padding cord and into those stitches below of the previous petal. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. After 8 stitches, I would recommend to stop and adjust padding cord because it will be kind of wavy in here. Well, this is your right side, right? So make sure everything look nice and neat. And again, after 8 stitches, only over the padding cord, 13 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. And again, stop and make sure your padding cord is not showing anywhere. I like to just push my stitches just very little, not too much. So after this, I will stop and I will show you a different next step that we need to do with our motif, because this is repetitive and crochet the same thing over and over again. I think it will be way boring. You will crochet this later by yourself, and I will post detailed pattern in description later tonight. So here is our beginning, and you repeat to make these petals look like that, this flower. So I will grab my piece. Just a moment, give me a minute. I have to put this away such a way that I will not tangle anything. So my padding cord is, I will finish this flower later. So when you do this kind of stuff and you need to finish something else, I always recommend to roll like that. In the last stitch, put marker so that you will not lose your stitch and will not unravel your work. And here we go. So this can go in the box and wait for the next time. Now I will need to show you how to decorate this flower with raised outline. But there is something else I did. I changed it, and I will show you what it is. Let me grab a different thread. ball of thread. Just a moment. So I will need that. So let's talk about a raised outline. What is raised outline? When you finish crocheting your motif, some motifs in Irish crochet lace use raised outlines. They, it's a, here it is, this is what it is. This is raised outline. You crochet only over the padding cord and attach to the edges of your motif once in a while. So you can see I made over the padding cord some stitches, then I attached to the leaf, again I crocheted over the padding cord, then attached to the tip, then I'm going back, attached somewhere here. They give you, they tell you in the book to what stitch it is, and I normally don't count. I am just I will show you how I do this, so I will not talk about this, it's easier to show. And then again over the padding cord and connect into between the leaves, into indentation. And the same way you go around and around all your petals and crochet the raised outline. It's called raised because when you finish it will be above your motif. It will not be, you can see it on the back, but the main, but the way it's done, it will be raised over the petals of your motif. So it will look like that. I personally don't like the way it looks. It's not bad, it looks okay, but I don't like that I could see this. I just don't like that. If it's just sticking out like that a little bit, or I mean evenly, which will not, probably it will look interesting, right? But I don't know, it just, so you can do and follow instruction by the book. What I did, I pick up when I finished all my petals. Here's my last petal. I turned my motif to the wrong side. I added extra padding cord, so I have 4 strands, and facing my motif from the back, from the wrong side, I crocheted around it, attaching to each stitch of the edge. And this is how it will look like. This is the way my outline look like. You see the difference, right? Let me show you. Here's the way it's done in the book. Raised outlines. They only connected to a certain places. Of course, if it's a petal, you attach to on the sides, on the tip, and between, in order to for that outline to stay in place. So I will show you how I do this, and I will show you how to make this outline so that you will know how to crochet this. So what I will do, I will come back to the way I do that later, but I will show you first how it's done when you use the pattern from the book. Let me move my thread and make it all comfortable here. Also, I need to see time. And let me see, probably I have comments. I have few more people. Hello, Ida. Ida or Ida? I hope I say it right. Людмила, hello, здравствуйте. Rosane, Mary, Rosane said something. Okay, from Rosane from Brazil. Mm, I wonder what a variation would look like in maybe attaching every third stitch. Hello, Rick from Netherlands. Um, yes, you know, ladies, I would say what? Experiment and play with that. Experiment a little bit with your motifs. Every time I make something from the books, from antique books or modern patterns, I will make first pattern following directions to the dot. I will exactly follow what pattern is telling me. And then when you crochet, you will of course figure out some things, you will find your ways of making things, decorating the edges. And if you like it more power to you. You just make something, create something new, something different. I personally like this look. Not like I dislike it totally, it's okay, but not to my liking, not to my OCD and perfectionism. So I will show you how to make this one, okay? So when you will finish your motif, what you will have, your motif will look like this. You don't see this, okay? Your motif will have this kind of look. The petals will look like that. So this will be your front side or right side of motif. So facing the right side, turn your motif like that and attach thread and padding cord right to this place where the first stitch of the first row of the first petal, first stitch where we begin crocheting our first petal. So let me show you how I will do that. And I will take short small piece of padding cord. So you insert your hook first into the like right between right here, between the stitch, first stitch of the petal and last stitch here on the round 3. Then place on the hook your padding cord and grab the thread and pull it through all this and slip stitch. That way you will secure your padding cord and ready to crochet. And also, let me zoom slightly, and also that short tail, you always will have short tail when you introduce your thread. I will use this short tail and crochet together over the padding cord and a short tail at first. So according to the pattern in the book, so when you attached your padding cord and new thread to the base of the first leaf, first you will crochet 10 single crochet stitches over the padding cord. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. By the way, in the book they told you, it says to use only single cord. I use always double, very rarely I will use single cord. Another thing, I noticed that if you look through antique Irish crochet lace, you will notice how the outlines, raised outlines look like. They actually made with padding cord that is way, way thicker. You can add I would say up to 6 or 8 strands of for padding cord. It will be thicker, and of course it will be really visible and give you this really beautiful effect. But experiment with that a little bit. Probably you will not like it, who knows. So okay, so I made my 10 stitches over the padding cord only. Now I really don't count. They tell you crochet into the 11th stitch, into the 11th stitch. So you'll have to count 11th stitch on the on this first row of the padding of the first petal. I just put next to my this outline, this raised outline, next to my leaf, and I see where it is. I connect right here. It's just kind of connect the last stitch. Makes sense to connect here. This is how I do this. I am not counting here. And connect with a single crochet. Make sure that this single crochet will be tied. And then for the first leaf, the amount of stitches you will have to read in the book. It's really easy to understand. In the book, it's not very difficult to do. I just show you how I made it. And you know what? I will cut off this short tail. I don't need this anymore. And again, after that, they want you to crochet over the padding cord only 10 stitches. Only over the padding cord. So after you connect it with 1 stitch. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. After that, you will make, again, they will tell you what stitch it is, what number of stitch, but it is stitch that is on the tip of the petal. So you insert your hook to the tip of the petal, and over the padding cord, crochet, single crochet. Like this. This is how it will look like. It just lays nicely, evenly right here, right? If it's a little bit too wavy for you and longer than your leaf and look more like that, so that tells you that you need to adjust your padding cord. So what I would do, I would just connect first and then just a little bit pull on a padding cord holding my stitches so that this raised outline will tightly and neatly lay next to the petal, kind of will be snug to it, you see? This is when you will achieve this. My first flower that I was making, I have some places does not look really, not the way I would like that, not the way I actually showed it to you. You can see it's a little bit wavy. I was following the book, and this is what I end up with. Still beautiful, actually. It's not totally that I would say, I will not crochet this way ever, but so this is how it will look like. It's not bad. It's beautiful flower. So after that, so first side, the 10 stitches and 10 stitches when you crochet connect basically in the middle of the first petal. You will finish this way when you will crochet raised outline on the last petal on this side. Also, when you crochet to the tip, 1 single crochet, then you will make again 10 stitches over the padding cord and crochet here in the middle, connect with single crochet, and then finish with crocheting over the padding cord 10 single crochet stitches, and then just connect to the flower here at the between petal and the round 3 with a slip stitch, and finish your, weaving the thread and hide padding cord. You know how to do that from my previous videos. Let me show you the rest of it, how to do this. So when you crocheted connected to the tip, after that you crochet 5 single crochet stitches only over the padding cord. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And again, I have here a lot of things going on, so sorry it's a little bit difficult to see. I'm trying to make it better for you to see, moving my petals away. So now again, I will lay my padding cord. You see how long it is, and where I finish to this stitch somewhere here. You see, this is where I will connect. So I'll poke through the stitch. To make it better, make sure that your padding cord that you crochet the raised outline is on top of the petal. Then grab the thread and make that connecting stitch, that single crochet. Like this. And now crochet, I believe they have 12 stitches after this stitch. 12 stitches. I will see if I will need 12 stitches. When I was making 12 stitches, it was it wasn't beautiful. I don't like it. So I will just crochet this way. How many stitches I can fit? 1, until I can connect to indentation. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I will make 8 and see what will happen. So not always you have to follow book to the dot. If you see something is not working, make less or more stitches. It will not hurt anything. So now I can see if I will, I will remove my hook, lay my raised outline next to the petal. It just perfectly fit, this 8 stitches that I made, perfectly fit to connect between the petals. Connect, of course, into that stitch between, insert hook there, and make sure crochet over the padding cord like this. This part is not easy. And I lost my stitch. I will try again. Like this. So now let's see. Like this here. So if I would make 12 stitches here, it will be it will look like that, like I have here. You can see it's not snug to the leaf, and right here also. So when I was following exact number of stitches the way it says in the book, this is how it looked like. But later I was trying, I don't have that motif here with me on the table, I was trying to make it in such a way that I will just make as much as I can to fit in the middle, as much stitches as I need to fit in the tip, and then I was just the same way here. I will make single crochet stitches on the padding cord only and see if it's already time for me to connect. So now again I will have to go and crochet outline for this petal, and again I will do the same measurements. I will crochet some amount of stitches. Let's make here also 7 or 8 stitches. Let's see how it will look like. Basically supposed to be the same amount. Let's make 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So try to be precisely the same on both sides. This is when it will look nice. And so you can see already when I will lay my raised outline next to the petal, you can really see where it goes. It goes somewhere here, easy to connect, right here. So I will poke through this stitch on the edge of the petal. I like to move always, when I do raised outlines, move my padding cord to the front, pull threads through the stitch here over the padding cord, make that single crochet. Make sure those single crochet stitches that you connect with tight. And then continue again. This time I will make 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. And connect to the tip of the petal. Again, moving my, you see, my padding cord to the front. It's just easier that way. And tight single crochet. And then look again at your motif, at your raised outline, how it look like. So this is how you crochet raised outlines. And this is what you will have. So when you follow the book, let's just stop for a second and make it clear. So when you will follow the book, you finish your petals. You finished your petals over the padding cord, and you finish right here, right in here. On the wrong side, make sure to sew a little bit over the padding cord. I will not show it how to do that because I showed it in all my videos, so you probably already know how to do this. Sew over the padding cord like 5 millimeters, and then hide your working thread. Weave it in somewhere in the centerpiece. Then, for the raised outline, if you want to do it the way it's in the book, you will have to turn your motif this way, facing the front, the right side of the motif, but like this, upside down, petals down. And start from attach working thread and padding cord. I use double cord, look way better. You can experiment and use thicker padding cord. Crochet your raised outline just the way I showed it to you. So you start raised outlines from the first stitch of the first petal and crochet around the motif all the way until you come to the last petal here. And again you do the same. Hide your padding cord and your working thread. And then you will have to only crochet the centerpiece, the wheel. They call it wheel, I call it centerpiece decoration for your middle part of the motif. So let me show you now how I did this outline my way. So you will finish, so let me I will do something else here because I will show you. Let me undo what I did. Is it not nice when you unravel it so fast? I wish you could crochet so fast, right? So let me remove some unnecessary items here so that I can crochet and it will not be on the way. So let's come back again to our flower. So when you will finish your petals, all your petals, you finish here. I would recommend, if you want to follow the way I do that, then cut a padding cord like 2 yards or 2 meters. And so when you crochet your petals, you don't have to cut your padding cord. You will use this padding cord to go back and crochet around petals, this outline. Okay, so you will finish your motif here, and if you want to do it the way I did it, you'll finish your last stitch for the petal, make slip stitch into the round 3, just really close to the petal, and then turn your motif to the wrong side. So facing, you crochet, the way I did this, you crochet all the time, the outline with facing your motif, facing the wrong side of your motif, okay? And I added extra padding cord. So when I was crocheting motif, I used double cord. When I was making outline, at the end of last petal, you add here extra padding cord, another double. So it will be 4 strands of thread for a padding cord. Here it is. And when you will crochet, you will insert the hook into both loops of each stitch and crochet over the padding cord. Why I do that on the back, facing the wrong side of motif? Because when you look on the front, that will give you this beautiful texture, and you will see this, you can see how uniform and beautiful the edge look like, as if it is done by machine basically. But you will have to insert your hook into each stitch on the tip, on both sides, and connect, of course, between petals in indentation. So on the back, so I already started, of course, I have a whole bunch of those petals done. So let's continue together. So you'll see how I do this, how I deal with the padding cord and so on. Let me adjust a little bit camera, just a moment. So here's my last stitch. I want to tell you right away that the thicker padding cord is, more strands you use, the more difficult it is to crochet and time consuming, because you will have to deal with each strand of padding cord separately when you adjust it. So this is one downside, but it gives a very beautiful result. So I would really recommend you to try at least once. So now I'm at the tip, and I will continue crochet into each stitch. Probably on the tip of your petals, make 2 stitches in one stitch, so the edge will look neat and nice. The one side of the petal will be like that, of each petal, right? And another side will be easier to connect and insert the hook. It will be kind of strange to insert hooks here. But if you look very closely to the stitches in this row, let me show you, zoom it, you actually could see the stitches here. If you look very carefully, you see this, right? This is where you will go with the stitches, right there, right in there. So you basically will crochet around your padding cord and around this bulging kind of, and not, there is another padding cord with stitches. So you will crochet around all that. This is what actually give you this beautiful 3D edge. Okay, I'm trying to move something away so that you could see better everything I do. It's not always easy. Okay. So the hook into the stitch, into each stitch. And I lost my stitch. Okay, let's try again. Crocheting over the thick padding cord, you will have to stop quite a bit and make sure that each stitch snug, beautiful, and padding cord is not showing anywhere. You don't want your padding cord to be shown between stitches. If you have questions, if I'm going too fast, I'm trying to be show it slowly that you will understand the idea behind all this. If you have questions, please let me know. Ask now during the lesson. And you see, I'm not doing it fast. It's a really tedious job. You just cannot go fast here. First of all, your stitches, my stitches are tight. I'm a really tight crocheter. I like my stitches tight, uniform, and crisp. I call them crisp. If petal on the back kind of bugging you, so you can put it on the front like this. So a lot of things involved in here in this kind of crochet. You have other petals on the way, you have a lot of padding cord to deal with, and you want to try to crochet tight. I would recommend to have a magnifying glass when you crochet this kind of edge to see where you insert your hook. I will stop for a second and let's look at the front. You can see how this looks neat, and this side you can see padding cord kind of showing through. This is what I was talking about. The job is tedious and you have to deal with each strand at the time. So what I do, I'll just spread my padding cord so that I could see each strand, and holding my last stitches, I will pull on each strand. Sometimes you cover all entire area with your hand. And so now you can see the difference, right? So it's very important to look like crochet 7 or 8, probably 10 stitches, and go look at the front part, that you will see all your stitches are snug together. They are together that you cannot see your padding cord, and also on the corners here on the tips of petals. If you will do on the tip only one stitch, you probably it will be difficult to achieve that your stitches will be tight. This is why I told you at the beginning, crochet into the tip 2 stitches or probably even 3 over the padding cord. That way those stitches will look much better and you will have this beautiful rounded petal. So let's continue. I will show you how I do it in the middle. Also, to help your padding cord to be nice, all strands are kind of next to each other, I hold my hand like this, you can see, right? I know it's not always convenient for everybody, we're all different. I always wrap my thread around pinky for tension, and then I grab also with my fingers, 2 fingers of my hand, the padding cord. That gives me this, it's tight, this area, and padding cord is not showing as much, and it's easier to crochet this way. So let's continue. Well, I'm telling you to ask me questions, but I didn't even look if somebody even asked me anything. But I will finish this part and I will look. So I am at the place where the indentation between 2 petals I can make here my last stitch. So we go into that stitch between petals and grab the thread, and also over the padding cord, make sure you don't miss anything. Crochet that stitch. Now let's look again how things look here. So of course this look very neat, and I still see my padding cord here, so I will adjust while I'm here. It's easier to adjust here right now, so before you go to the next petal, so be very careful if you want to make motifs that look nice and neat. You have to be very patient. And if you pulled too much, let me show you something. If you pulled on your padding cord too much, watch what happened to the petal. You see? Petal kind of curved. And if that happens, it's because you pulled too much on your padding cord. But it's possible to fix it. So all you have to do, just pull on the tip and make sure it's flat again. You're basically stretching your stitches. It's possible to fix while you still have your padding cord here. And now we can go to the next petal and crochet again. So I promised to look at the questions. Let me see. Ludmila, you're welcome. How would you connect padding cord if using single strand? Well, you have to connect on the back, or the best way to do with a single cord, you will have to weave it in stitches. So for example, if you, so if you have a single cord, here it is, you will have to use needle, and let's say I have to connect right now here. I'm trying to, okay, this is my right side, but you have to go on the wrong side. So if you crochet facing right side, you take your motif to the wrong side, take the needle, it will be tough to do, and insert somewhere next to the area where you start to crochet. Insert in the stitches that are probably not as tight as single crochet stitches, but since we crochet, I would recommend insert weave in your thread like in the center. It will be way easier than in the petal somewhere. And so the one end weave in inside the circle on the back, and then start crocheting. This is how you do that. Of course, this is for those who like single padding cord. Single padding cord will be probably way easier to crochet with if you use a very fine thread for motifs. My thread that I use here, it's fine thread, but it's not too fine for really delicate work. If you want to follow tradition of Irish crochet, I would of course recommend to grab a fine hook, finest hook, like 0.4, 0.45 millimeters, and thread number 80, 70 or 80, and crochet your motifs with that thread. Then probably one single cord will be okay. But I always use double cord, just never used single cord, just don't like it. It's just not enough for me. I really like that thickness and texture of motifs. Sorry. Okay, now let's continue. Now in this side of motif, as you can see, I have actually stitches. I can see them. Here, they look a little bit different than this side, right? So let's go here into the stitches. You can actually see stitches. When crocheting outline like that with a thick cord, make sure your cord, padding cord, always on the back, not on the front. This is what will give you this beautiful texture, 3D look. So make sure it's always on the back. And also another thing to consider and pay attention to, so that when you crochet and insert your hook, I'll show you something. When you hold your padding cord on the back like that, sometimes it happened to me a lot. I go with the hook and pokes through between padding cord, and I just crochet a couple of stitches, and what will happen, I will have some padding cord strands are not hidden between stitches. You will just, they will hang over there. So please be careful. Watch how you move your motif, your hook, your thread. So when I go into the motif, I just make sure, like sometimes you will notice what I do with my padding cord. So it's why I do it slowly so that you can see very well every single detail. Again, I am going into the stitch. You see what I did with the cord? I kind of pick it up, make sure it is on the hook, on the back, on the hook. Again, into the stitch. And again, into the stitch. Make sure that the padding cord is when you crochet a lot, you will feel with your fingers here on the back where actually your hook goes, and did you actually go around padding cord or you missed strands. But it takes time and to feel everything. Sometimes I don't even trust what I feel on the back. I like to go and move my padding cord slightly like that. And also look look on the back what's going on out there. So now stitches, when stitches are really tight, it's not easy to poke through the stitches with hook. Even hook is fine. So now I've crocheted all the way through to the tip, and I'm going to, of course, to adjust my padding cord to see that this area will look neat. So I'm holding my petal and strand by strand one strand at a time, pull on it. Now pull on it slightly, don't pull too much. You will feel it when you hold the petal with your fingers, those stitches, you will feel how the padding cord moving inside. It's kind of fun. So here it is, this petal look nice and neat right here. I still can see padding cord slightly, so I'll move it. And continue crochet. Now we will crochet the tip of the petal. And this part will be kind of difficult because we transition from stitches that are visible to this part that is not showing the stitches on our side. So don't worry about it, still it's possible to do. Just go into the under this round area of stitches, insert hook there, and continue crochet. And remember, I told you before, so in that tip you can make 2 or 3 stitches. It's probably what I will do, 3 stitches. And then I'm starting from on another side. I will make only 1 stitch here, and I will go again and look how my tip of the petal look like. Does not look really pretty because I can see padding cord again, that padding cord. So I will pull on the thread and you watch the petal tip how it's changing. And only at the end you can pull all 4 of them. This is the tip. And continue crochet. So again, I want to remind to all who is watching my video tutorials, please like them. Share with your friends, those who crochet, who love Irish crochet, who want to learn Irish crochet. I already announced about my website, that my website is closing this month, but that does not mean that I disappear. I will continue with YouTube videos. We will continue this book, all motifs from masterpieces of Irish crochet lace. We will crochet all of the motifs. And then I will continue with book, Japanese book, 128 motifs. We also started those lessons. They are here in this channel. You can find them. If you look at playlists, they are there. And also I am planning few online workshops. So for you to find out about my workshops, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I will communicate with everybody this way, YouTube, and also on the Facebook I have a page. Well, my private page, I normally don't post anything about my lessons. I probably should, but you can follow Facebook page that the name of it is Irish Crochet Lab, L-A-B, Lab, Laboratory, Irish Crochet Lab. Like this page and follow, make sure that you receive notifications from that page. I'm not really good at posting too often, Some people like it that I'm not too often, don't bug anyone. Some people um, think it's not enough. I'm not really sure how to please everyone, but please subscribe to that page also. If you like it, and you will receive notifications, of course, you will know my next workshops and video tutorials online, what I will do. So again, you see how it look like, not really pretty, so we'll adjusting padding cord. And the interesting thing that sometimes all strands, four strands behave very different. Only one will stick somewhere between stitches and misbehave, and the rest are very tight and nice. So first you adjust, pull on each strand at the time, and at the end pull on all four, so just kind of give a final pull to make sure that all straight, neat, like this. Of course, I will continue crochet. I want to finish this with you and show you what to do with this 4 strands. So now I am ready to connect between petals. And between petals always kind of tricky because this petal on a way. So I inserted my hook between petals and make sure that all your strands above the hook on top. This is when you're ready to grab the thread and crochet that single crochet. Make sure that this single crochet between each petal tight. And continue again. Oh, ladies, thank you. I just read a little, looked at the questions if you have, and a whole bunch of compliments my way. Thank you very much. I appreciate you coming and watching my video tutorials. I know that I have people who can enjoy it, and it's always nice to share what you know how to with others. Okay, so this will be our last petal. As you can see, this is way more difficult than the way book described to make outline. So it's up to you. If you like, try both ways. Believe me, I'm going to, since I already have this motif made this way, I will make few motifs that look this way and few motifs this way. So because I have a little plan for all those motifs, I use this thread mainly for lessons because I know that I cannot buy more of the same thread. I really like this silk that I use right now, but it's antique. I bought it, as I probably mentioned in other my videos, that this thread that I use right now, I bought at Vintage Pesamente, vintagepesamente.com. They have still silk, exactly the same quality from the same company. It's a Swiss company, but they have different colors. They have bronze and they have other shade of green. Thread, I think each spool was $6 or 16, I just don't remember. Quite pricey, I think, but you know, it's very personal. I am I love collect books and thread. Okay, again, you see it's not really pretty, right? If you don't take care of your padding cord, this is how it look like, and compare to this side and this side. So we will adjust the padding cord. So okay, let me, since you already know how to do this, I just will crochet and you watch it and listen. So my website will be closed, but if you subscribe to my channel have the same name as website, Irish Crochet Lab, and the same name Facebook page, Irish Crochet Lab. In that in that Facebook page, I will announce all upcoming workshops online, projects or motifs that we will crochet from different books, or just motifs, projects that I crochet. When I will have time to make videos, I will of course do that. I really love to teach. I was a teacher before. Of course, I taught so totally different subject. I was a teacher of physics before, and now I teach Irish crochet. As strange as it sounds, but this is it. This is how sometimes your life can change and you become a totally different teacher. So please follow my Facebook page for all announcements. My email, if you need to contact me for questions or whatever, my email is also with the same name, Irish Crochet Lab, all small letters, no spaces, Irish Crochet Lab at gmail.com. So if you have questions, you can always ask. So I'm almost at the end, crocheting my last row of stitches for my last petal, and then we can finish our flower together. I will show you how I do that. Finishing techniques also very, very important, I believe. Because in the book, any book you take, no one really mentioned anything about how to finish correctly your motif. Not sure what happened here. You can also, if you don't want those stitches be on the way, kind of, you don't want to see them, you can kind of pull them back. They are very easy to move on the back. Kind of give also a little bit different look. But again, it's very personal. We all have different taste. or if you like that way, the way it was does not matter. So here I was always telling, also I was telling you all the time that keep your padding cord for the outline on the back. I am at the last stitches. I'm almost done finishing, and last stitch I will have to move my padding cord to the front of my work this way. I'll show you how I will do that, because you will have to hide this padding cord. Make sure it's not showing anywhere. So I'll have to pay attention to the last stitch I will make. So I'm almost done. I will, of course, first, before I will do something with the padding cord, I will have to make sure that the last edge and padding cord is adjust. So here is my last stitch. I will make that last stitch like that. And before I go anywhere, first I will adjust and see what's going on here. A little bit here I would probably better undo it, but no one will really see it. You see how when I was inserting hook, I went over that. It's not easy actually to crochet here. It's kind of, you see, you can see that ridge and now you don't see it. It's not a big deal, of course, but I will have to undo it later. Probably no one else will see it but me or someone like me who really look into little places and details and so now the last petal is over, it's done. Now let's make last stitch, but move the padding cord to the front. And insert the hook. It's like easy to see. Between circle and between the petal. You see where my padding cord right now, right? I moved it to the front. Make my last single crochet here. And then pick up stitch closer here and make slip stitch. That way padding cord will not move anymore. It cannot go with on its own. And the neat finish right in here. And I of course pull on a padding cord now to make sure that it's not showing anywhere. But the way it looks here really does not matter much because we will have that center. It's basically that neatness, it's for you. As I joke, I will not sleep at night if I will have something wrong with my... I will cut my thread off. Oh, what happened again? Okay. Can you see me now or not? Again disappeared. You know, I noticed something. Somebody called me just a minute ago. Wait, wait, wait. Don't panic. Don't panic. I'm trying to figure out what to do. I know it's black. I don't know what happened. I don't know what to do. It happened last time because somebody called me. I should probably not answer it. Okay, something is going on. No, not sure what to do. Don't go away. um, okay. I will have to restart my another video, so I'll be back again in the minute and show you how to crochet and finish. Hold on, I will finish this lesson. Please hold on and come look at another video coming in a few minutes.